Hello everybody, I just came out of my workout. I just did my workout. It's in the beginning right there as part of the intro. Before we start the video, I want to ask you guys if you want to know what the workout is and what is the workouts that I actually do in gym. Let me know and I'll post in the description down below where you can actually get this workout. Okay, hope you guys enjoy the video. Bye. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Traveling Cookie. Today we're doing a different scenery. Today I'm at the lounge over in my apartment complex. But today we're going to talk a little bit about my life, my experiences, my traumas, the things that I've learned from it. I have my trusty notes right here, so I can actually go ahead and be as organized as possible with these topics. I want to be as vulnerable as possible with you guys. I really want you guys to know the full story. So I'm going to try to do my best to cover all of my life story in one video. If I see that it's just not enough time, I'll make a part 3 so I can keep talking about the next few years of my life. Okay. So first of all, I was born in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico. For all you Puerto Ricans out there, sup from Puerto Rico. I was born on September 10th, 1997. And since I was born, my early childhood experience were both really incredible in a sense and were tough as well. At first, one of the happiest memories, one of the first memories that I ever remember was living in my grandparents' apartment over in Rincon, where we actually lived there for a little while the house we have now was finished being constructed, right? During that period of my life, when the house was built and we were living it, some of the most early experiences I still remember was being in a lot of doctor's appointment. I remember being sick a lot of the time. That's kind of the most predominant memories that I have about my childhood, at least my early childhood at least. I was very sick. I was constantly being medicated and treated. I used to have chronic ear infections and they couldn't understand why. So I spent a lot of that time during my childhood actually just being sick. I did have some amazing childhood memories. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to make forts with blankets with my brother, and we would have a fake campfire inside that fort, and we just spend hours there. I did get the experience to play a lot with my little brother. We played a lot of Legos, we played a lot of Nerf, we played a lot outside, and those parts I thoroughly enjoy. Now, going a little bit forward, I'm going to talk about my experiences in middle school and in high school. The first thing I want to talk about in middle school was all of this problems and all these bullying that was caused because I was entering puberty. So obviously as a young kid, I didn't know what the hell puberty was. I didn't know the process that it consists. Now, as an adult, obviously I understand how the process goes and how to better help other children that are going through this process. But I could not understand for the life of me what was going on in my body. I couldn't understand. During that period, my dad was not there. My dad either worked very far away from us in Puerto Rico, or in another period of my life, he was just not there at all. So during all this period of my life, which was very, very influential and very important for me, I felt very abandoned. And I still to this day say that I was abandoned, because my dad actually left Puerto Rico to make money, to be able to help us out, feed us, which is a noble cause, don't get me wrong, but the problem wasn't that. As a kid, I didn't see nor wanted money. I didn't care for money. I didn't. I just wanted a dad. So as a kid, I was looking for a father figure in a lot of other people. mainly the dads of my friends, right? And it was very hard to try to pass this era of puberty that I was going through, and not have a dad to teach me. My mom, she did the best she could to help me. But my mom, on the other hand, was working 3 jobs to be able to maintain us, give us the best education possible, to give us the best life possible. She was a mother and a father at the same time. Hell, whenever I have Father's Day, I decide to actually celebrate Father's Day with my mom. Because no matter all the bickering and all the fighting we've had, she's always been there, both as a mom and as a dad. So to all of you moms in the world, they're also doing the dad paper. Honestly, thank you. Because you don't know how much your kid is going to appreciate that later in the future. Thank you very much for being there for your kids, to being the best version of yourself to help your kids out. And during this area, from middle school to high school, I got my first operation. So after a lot of years of not knowing why was I always sick, one day I was on my way to school with my mom, and I went deaf. I couldn't hear a thing. I was looking out the window. Apparently my mom was talking to me. I did not understand. I didn't hear a thing. My mom looks at me very intensely and very pissed off. And I remember looking at her and telling her, "Did you say something?" And there was some stuff just oozing out of my ear. My mom lost it. She was completely nervous, completely scared about what is going on to my boy. She leaves my brothers over in the school, and I go ahead and I am taken to the doctor, to my normal otorhinolaryngologist. I'm sorry for the way I'm speaking. Spanish is my first language, so English is a little bit complicated for me, a little bit, out there. But still, I'm going to do my best to actually help pronunciate the words properly. She goes and takes me, and he says, "Well, your son's ears, their eardrums are perforated." I couldn't understand one thing that they were saying. My mom explained to me later on. And he tells her, "You're going to have to go to a specialist for this." So they go ahead. He recommends a neuro-otorhinolaryngologist, which specializes in the nose, the throat, the ears, in connection to the brain. Well, I go to this guy, this doctor, and he goes and, "Okay, we're going to have to do a CT scan." They give me a CT scan. We bring back the results. Obviously, through this point, I was medicated because they thought I had an infection. When the CT scan results came back, I had a tumor in my inner ear that had destroyed my whole inner ear. And I remember when the news was given to us that I was going to have to be operated, my mom started crying. I remember seeing my mom crying. And I remember seeing her so in shock, at a young age. I was, I think, 11 years old at that moment. She was in shock to the fact that I was have to be operated at a pretty young age. But I wasn't so worried about it. I actually was very calm to the situation. And honestly, if I start thinking about it now at the age I am now, I can honestly say that I understand why. I felt that everything was going to be okay. I don't know how is it that I was such really wise as a kid, in the sense that I knew everything would be okay, and that it was something that had to happen for the better of me. Now, this operation happened September 7th, and it happened 3 days before my birthday. But I remember coming home. I remember my birthday just being so intense in pain, so agonizing in pain after that operation, and just asking for the next painkillers. Because it was so like painful for me that it actually created a PTSD for me later on. But the lesson I learned from that experience was that we can't control what happens to us, right? You can't control your circumstances. What you can control is how you react to them. I had a mentality at that time that I was going to be fine, that nothing was going to happen, that I wasn't going to die, so I had no fear there. Later on, obviously I developed some fears. But now looking back at that point of my life in the past, I could say that I'm very grateful that that happened to me. Because of it, the next lessons that I learned from it are just so valuable. There was no other way that I could have learned them. With that being said, guys, I don't want to miss like a certain amount of time with this video, but I am going to make a part 3, continue the video off. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story, and I hope you guys wait the next part of the story. I send you a lot of love, and remember, be the change you want to see. So virtual high five, everybody.